Hello guys, welcome to part 28 of ASP.NET MVC series. Today we will be learning about partial views. So let me show you the scenario where the partial views can be used, and I hope by then you will be understanding why we should use the partial views and what they are useful for. Like if I go to the index action method or the index view of students controller, and we know that this action method or this view contains the list of students that are being rendered here. We know that we are rendering view via this URL students controller, and in under that we have index action method, and for that we have this index view. Now we know that from index action method we are passing list of students, and this view has got the template of list. So it accepts a list of students, and it prepares table heading for the property names, and then it iterates through every student that has been thrown to this view one by one, and it displays their values like you can see here, and it generates these links for every student to edit, detail or delete. So I want to tell you how can we use partial views. Like partial views are views that are special kind of views that we can use in our uh, regular views like this. So they are used to reduce, not only reduce the coding in some view. Like this is a long if I expand this I want to get rid of this HTML because it is again and again iterating through this HTML. So I must put some code somewhere here, like some partial view, so that this HTML may be not here anymore. I just want one line of code for this all HTML. One purpose of HTML coding, partial views, is that we can reduce our lines of code in our HTML pages or razor views. And other benefit of using partial views is that we can we can use one partial view in many views. Like we can use it as a component in many views. Like we make a partial view in shared folder. So one thing you should keep in mind, that if we make the partial view under the shared folder, that partial view will be accessible in every view. And if I make partial view, like if I say in students folder, that partial view will only be accessible to that folder, and unless until you pass the fully qualified name in any other view. So let me show by an example. Let me add a partial view under the shared folder, and I name it like I want to iterate through every item, so I name it as, so it is a good convention to start partial views name with underscore. It's not compulsory, but it is a convention. If you want to follow it, it is good. If you want to skip it, it's up to you. So I name it underscore student. I want to convert this HTML to a partial view student. I take the template as empty without, or we can say that we can say it as empty. Okay, and or you may say it as detail, because we want to get every student detail like here. So now I pass the model class here as student, and I call it as create partial view. and I just add the view. So I added the view in shared folder, and now this is a partial view. And if you if you can examine that, when we checked the partial view, the layout checkbox was hidden. That means partial views does not use the layout pages. So let me delete this HTML. I want to replace the this HTML with that code. So I want to cut this HTML and paste it over here. And as we know that whenever this partial view will be called, it will be having one student object, and we want to iterate through the properties and we want to show its values. So because item is not defined here, we replace it with model, this model, and likewise we replace it here, here, and here, here. Okay, no more items here. And the last but not least is to just render the partial view here. So for that we use add the rate sign for HTML dot partial, and you can see the IntelliSense renders the specified partial view as an HTML encoded string. So let me pass the partial view name. If I pass the partial view name as just we have made here, underscore student, and we pass the model object, the model for the partial view. This partial view accepts a student model, so we pass here student model. And we know that every item, when it is iterated through, every time it gets the student object, so we pass item here. For the sake of understanding, you can rename this variable as student, so that you may understand that this is actually the object of student. In other words, item is actually the student object. So for every student, this for each loop will iterate through this partial view, and for every student this HTML will be displayed to the index view. Now you can see that we have reduced, like we have got here 24 lines of code, and those 24 lines of code we can suppose that they are replaced by one line of code here. And now this index view is very simple and it's more readable, and we can reuse this student partial view in any other view by just passing the student object, and we can render its detail. Now let me again run the project, and let me show that how this HTML.render partial works same like this one. So there is no difference on the interface. Like here is this interface, and you will see here will be the same interface as it was before. So it is how we can use partial views to reduce the number of lines, not only to reduce the number of lines in our views, but also we can use those partial views in as a component in any other view. Like you can see here, we had this output in before adding the partial view, and this after the, so output is the same, but you can see now our view is much more clearer. So this is not that much this was not that much big lines of code in this view, but tomorrow if you are working on some large application and you have stuck in understanding the lines of code in some view, because that view may contain more than, I suppose, 250 lines of code, then you would definitely like to decorate your view like this to understand the things very clearly. Now you can understand how we can use partial views like this. So this is how we can use partial views. So the other method to render partial view is by using at html dot render partial, and this render partial is specified by the using the HTML helper. And in next video I will be explaining what is the difference between HTML partial and HTML dot render partial, because both of these methods are used to call the partial views. Then what is the difference between these two, and what can be the benefits by using one over the other. So that's it for this tutorial, guys. See you in next tutorial. Have a great day.